What's going on, YouTube? Thomas out here. That gifted and Fuller House actress Mckenna Grace will star in the upcoming third Annabelle movie. Mckenna Grace will play the role of Judy, who is the Warrens' youngest daughter, who becomes a target of the demonic Annabelle. The movie will also turn on the experiences of Judy's two teenage babysitters, so that's there. The film will be directed by It writer Gary Duberman and is set for release on July 3rd of next year. And James Wan is also producing. Now, the latest Annabelle film really burns beginning Annabelle, bringing Annabelle to the place really no longer is their artifact room. But of course, it turns out she can also wreak havoc there. It's basically Night at the Museum with Annabelle. That's what James Wan actually said about this. Literally, I mean, you and the ones are supposed to play like a part in this. No word on if Vera Farmiga or Patrick Wilson will reprise their roles, but I'm really looking forward for this. I mean, I'm one of the few people who kind of dug the first Annabelle. I know lots of people trashed on it, and it wasn't that bad in my opinion. It's far better than that crap fest, The Nun. Oh man, to me, The Nun is actually the worst out of the Conjuring films. And also, I thought Annabelle Creation was even better. I mean, I really dug Annabelle Creation. And let's see if Annabelle 3 actually ends up being better. Who knows? Anyway, Mckenna Grace is actually an actress to look out for in the future. She kind of reminds me of a young Dakota Fanning in a way. She's been in some interesting stuff. If you guys have not seen her in the movie Gifted, not to be confused with Fox's show The Gifted, but this movie that Mckenna Grace did called Gifted with Chris Evans, where pretty much Grace plays like the smartest kid you ever want to meet. She's like a math whiz. Like the character like Grace's character in Gifted is seriously the smartest kid ever in any movie, and I think she did a really good job in that. And also, she had a part on Fuller House. She was in that film How to Be a Latin Lover, and she was also just on the Lifetime remake of The Bad Seed with Rob Lowe. That was a pretty decent film, and I thought Grace did a pretty good job in her part. And she has a few other projects coming out. I mean, she's playing a young Carol Danvers in the upcoming Captain Marvel. She's in that Netflix adaptation of The Haunting of Hill House. And she's in a film called Trope Zero with Viola Davis. And she was also just on an episode of Young Sheldon, which premiered last night. She was pretty decent in that episode. I'm interested to see on. I think Mckenna Grace is gonna do a good job in the new Annabelle film. And what is it with the Conjuring franchise and kids? There's a kid in Annabelle 3. There was some kids in Annabelle Creation, and there was a few kids in the first Annabelle. Man, they just love creeping out kids, don't they? Anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are your thoughts on Mckenna Grace, playing the lead in the next Annabelle film? Are you looking forward for it? Have you heard of Mckenna Grace before and all? And do you think she might actually do a good job as the lead in the new Annabelle film? And also, are you, of course, looking forward for it? Now, leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.